Jesse, I guess first and foremost, congratulations, safe passage through to the third round of the Challenge Cup. Just reflect on that win over Keighley from your point of view.
Yeah, I think it was a real professional performance by the boys. Kind of got down there, got the job done, and come away with a good win against a good Keighley team. So it was impressive.
2 tries for yourself. How pleasing was that personally to go up and kind of get up and running for you?
Yeah, it was more about the boys outside of me. It was good to get some tries, but probably thank Ada for that one. He's handy to play with, that's for sure.
Was it just a case of kind of heads up rugby? Talk me through them.
What was that, sorry?
The tries, in terms of the how they kind of, I guess, how you saw the opportunity. Just to kind of describe them for people that won't have seen them.
Yeah, so we kind of see what the defence is doing and we gauge what the defence is doing, and we practice like them kind of out balls, in balls and whatnot. So yeah, me and Adam have been playing together for a while, so we kind of got a good understanding of each other. So yeah, it was good.
How important do you think that chemistry has been? And there's a few players, there's been a lot of new faces at the club, but there's a couple that were obviously around last season. How important do you think that chemistry from last season is to carry forward into this new look team?
Oh, it's very important. Reps and just understanding how players play, what they do, their tendencies and just some habits they have. I think it's very important, and it's good to have the same core group as last year.
Yeah, and in terms of Atangano as well, how important do you think he's going to be? Obviously a key part of the whole KR team going forward is Mikey Lewis, and we know what he can do, but going up against Atangano, he's going to have his say, isn't he, as well?
Yeah, Ada's a class player, and he's played for his country and he's played at the top level too, so we're very lucky to have him here at York, and I think he'll have a big say come Friday.
For you as well, you had that spell out injured last season, the bicep tear. How is it now?
Yeah, it's all good now, all good. So yeah, fully recovered from the bicep.
Yeah. At the time, how much of a setback was that? Because it was one of those where I think you weren't expecting it, and it was a bit kind of out of the blue, and then I think I'm right in saying the timeline for recovery was maybe a bit longer than you thought it was going to be. What was that like for you, being first and foremost away from the group for a while, but then having to go through quite an unusual injury and the road back to recovery as well?
Yeah, a fair bit of adversity with injuries and rugby, and I've kind of been through it before, so I knew what to expect. But I just Mash was really good for me. He got me coaching the back rowers and doing a bit of leadership stuff, so that kind of got my mind off it and kind of got back for the end of the season, which gave me another goal. So I guess you just look forward to different things. Yeah,
when you did return, you managed to establish your place back in the side just in time for an exciting end to the season as well. How exciting was that kind of crescendo to the season and that playoff run? It seemed like everyone was kind of coming back healthy for just the right time of the season.
Yeah, it was very exciting. It was a good way to end the season, especially with the injury, and all the boys were buzzing. A few key players like Liam Harris come back and a few others, so it made a real big buzz, and it was good.
How do you look at this new squad then? There's plenty of youth with Joe Law at centre, Miles Harrison on the wing, Levi Edwards as well coming back from injury, and we've mentioned the halves, obviously Ate Hingano and Liam Harris, with the experience to this squad now. What do you make to the makeup overall of the squad?
I think it's a good, heaps of young boys, and I think they're just going to get better. From the start of the year to the end of the year, I think you'll see a massive shift. So they just got to get reps in and get amongst the experienced boys, and I think they're just going to go strength to strength, so it'll be really good.
We know about the experience that Paul McShane brings as well. How important has he been for this group as a veteran and experienced head, but also someone that plays a key role in that hooker position with the kicking game, as we've discussed as well?
Yeah, he's been massive for us. He's brought a lot to the team, a lot of experience. He's good with some of the younger boys talking to him, and he's got man of steel, hasn't he? So he's good to learn off, and he's just a good bloke, really. Yeah.
Plenty of, I guess, authority and presence from him as well. You've talked about that relationship with the younger players. Are they slightly in awe of him? What's the atmosphere like in the change room?
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to ask the younger players if they're in awe of him, but just good to get some advice off him and kind of pick each other's brain, and yeah, he's good.
Talking about Hull KR coming on Friday, you face them obviously in pre-season in Amsterdam, but a very different side that you're going to be facing. How much can you take from that experience in Amsterdam, or is it just do you just treat it as a first hit out, really?
Yeah, probably don't take much from that first hit out, really. They'll be a completely different team, and we'll probably be a completely different team. That was our first blowout, so just be good to keep building some combinations and go from there.
We've talked about the excitement coming on Friday with the fact that it's likely to be 4,000, 5,000 here at the LNER, biggest crowd that there's been here for a Super League game, for a York Knights game in some time. How exciting is that for you as a player? Is that a kind of atmosphere and an opportunity that you relish?
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's good for the club and good for the community. That's where we want to play. Obviously, the plan for York is to go to Super League, and that's where they want to be at. So that's a good thing, I think.
Yeah, one of the top teams in the country as well, grand final runners-up. How do you level the playing field against the Super League side?
We'll just have to take our chances. We probably won't get many, but we'll have to take them. Yeah.
And I guess defence was a key cornerstone of the Keighley game, despite the blowout kind of scoreline. Do you think that's going to be a crucial part of things on Friday night as well?
Yeah, maybe a bit of confidence from the Keighley game, but I think it's going to be up a fair bit of a level against KR. But we'll just do our own thing, concentrate on ourselves, and go having a crack.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Nice.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, mate.
How was your off-season, obviously? Because after the end of last season, with reaching the playoffs and everything like that, how was it just get some downtime for yourself?
Yeah, it was awesome, mate. Went back to Australia for 6 weeks. I was best man at a wedding, and it was good just to get some time away from rugby and really, see myself.
I know you mentioned getting away from rugby, but how much work do you sort of put in the off-season just to make sure that when you come back, you're fit and ready to go?
Oh, a lot of work. You got to do a lot of running and gym work and just keeping fit and whatnot. So you're always training, always eating the right foods, and being an athlete.
And that first competitive game against Keighley, first of all, was it hard at times maybe to concentrate in that game, just knowing that there's potential playing Hull KR afterwards?
Nah, it wasn't too bad. Just next job, It was a pretty professional performance by the boys, so they knew we just had to get through it. So yeah.
And what were the excitement levels like in that dressing room after you managed to get past them and confirm yourself this massive clash? Yeah,
there was a fair bit of excitement. I think the boys were just happy to get off that Keighley field and get into the LNER. So yeah, it was good.
There seems to be a real sort of togetherness just from the two sort of, I know one was competitive, one was pre-season friendly, but it seems to be quite a good amount of togetherness so far amongst the squad.
Yeah, I think it's a good mix, mate, of old boys and younger boys, and just we've been around each other for a couple of years now, the group. So when the group's around each other for a couple of years, you really get like a good bond.
How important do you think that could be towards achieving your goals for this season?
Oh, it's massive, I think. I think that could be the difference towards the end of the year of all the boys sticking together, and the coaching staff and Clint are really good at getting everyone together, so that's good.
You've now got Hull KR as your next opponent. First of all, how big a test is it for you personally to come up against a team like this, and are you excited to really test yourself against them?
Yeah, I'm excited to test myself and push it to the limit, so no, it should be good. Really excited. And
playing back at the LNI through that home crowd as well, what sort of effect can that have on the players?
Oh, I think the boys really like playing at home, and it's a good stadium, good setup, and the fans are really good, and it'll be good.
And it must be nice for you as well to have such a big crowd coming. A lot of the city of York coming out just to support the Knights to show their support for you as well. That must feel good for you yourself and the players. Yeah,
it's heaps good. We need to fill out the stadium, and hopefully it's for things in the future too. Yeah.
With obviously Hull KR's current status in the game and the Knights is, how much does it suit you sort of being an underdog in this match?
I think it's the only way. That's just what it is. So we'll just have to run with it and take our chances.
It's the beauty of what can sort of happen in the Challenge Cup, isn't it? What sort of memories have you got of this competition? I know that you're not too old, so you haven't been around like MASH and you've had that coaching career before, going into a coach career or anything like that.
Yeah.
But what sort of memories have you got in the competition?
I think I remember when Bradford beat Leeds and they were in the championship, I think it was. So just little stuff like that. So it can be done, can't it?